Late for a very important date. That seems to be my motto lately. But Mel and I this month decided that for our Scrapasketch hop together that we were going to hold off till the end of the month. Mel had been ill at the beginning of the month and I was on a holiday. So this is the sketch we're up to, December 6, 2021, and we're putting it together for Scrapasketch. Hi everybody, it's Kathy here and I am busily trying to catch up with all of the things I've missed while I've been away. And as I said, Mel had been sick at the beginning of the month and I was going away, so we decided to postpone our usual second Saturday of the month layout till today. So I'm putting up mine now and I'm hoping that you'll go and check Mel out as well. I'll put all her details down below. We work together here on the Scrapasketch team and we thought it would be really good to go right back to the beginning and start and recreate each of the sketches to show how versatile and how, despite the age of the sketch, it works in today's paper world. So this is the layout I'm creating. It is a photo of my youngest daughter, who is now 22. She was 3 months old here. Oh, not even that, I don't think. Wait on. She would have only been 2.5 months old here for this photo. This was her first Christmas. And that is my mum she is with in the photo. So I worked on getting my pieces together. And I am sorry, I'm not even sure what this delay is in the middle here. This is very unusual and unlike me to leave this in my video. I would have normally cut that out. I must have been looking for something for this and couldn't come up with it. Sorry there. Now, I'm just thinking about how I'm going to put it together because I want to stay true to the sketch and also create that line down the center that Lisa has in the sketch. So I found my scallop punch. Perhaps that's what I had been looking for. And I am now just putting it across the center here. And I do make a mistake, as I always do. I don't understand. Anyhow, it works, it gets done, and I'm going to cover up that little boo-boo with the photo so nobody will see it except you, me, and everybody else who watches this video. But that's okay. That's how scrapping goes, isn't it? Hide the boo-boos and nobody knows. So I'm just doing my layout using Scrapbook Fantasies here. I do love these papers. I have a stash. I reckon I was looking at my Scrapbook Fantasy stash the other day. I have enough probably to open my own Scrapbook Fantasy store in paper. It's so much stuff. It's ridiculous, but it is such good quality that why wouldn't you have it? So I'm just layering it up and I'm putting it into place. And now this is a classic half-half design. So I am, as I said, keeping very true, keeping it very clean and very simple. Now, I know that Alicia at Scrapbook Fantasies likes her papers to be very clean and very simple, so that's what I'm doing here. And therefore, these sketches match beautifully with the agenda over there. So I'm just layering up my photo and I am matting up my piece that's going in behind my photo so that it has like a double matte effect. And that's using the center from the cardstock that you saw me cut out of my 1-inch frame. And that's why I cut it out, people, so we can coordinate right across. It's really important if you do put a frame that is either cardstock or paper that you drag it into your layout as well so that that matches. And I just love how this is coming together, so cute. Now I'm putting in that extra strip there, and all of these papers that I'm using now I just scraps them from leftover layouts using Scrapbook Fantasies over time. Remember, don't throw away anything that is bigger than 3 in one way and 2 in another, because you never know where you're going to need it, where you can use it again. And as you can see here, I'm able to use it to layer up behind my photo and continue on with the sketch as Lisa has intended. Now this one here is not exactly quite as big as I would like it, so therefore I'm halving it, and it's still going to have that effect because I'm going to put it to the side and it looks like I've run a whole piece across underneath. And there you have paper put in action and used. So people, don't be afraid to use up little bits and pieces across your layouts. They're great for layering and they add that illusion that they are running right behind the whole page. So I'm now putting in some fishtail banners at the top. Now, this really is harsh for me because there are two, and normally, you know, I like odds. So I'm going to stick true to the sketch. I was going to add a third one because, you know, I like odds, but no, I thought I would showcase the sketch exactly as it is, and keep true to it because it is Lisa's sketch, and I want to show you how versatile they are and how quick they can come together. So when you're having a slump, don't be afraid to use a sketch. I often revert to a sketch because it just allows me to springboard and create. So here's how it's coming together nicely. I love the color combination. It's picking up the colors in my mum's dress and the background. And now I'm going to add in some chipboard. Now these are from the Chippies of the Month from Scrapbook Fantasies, so I will also have the details of Scrapbook Fantasies down below. And I like to colour my chipboard, so I use my Distress Oxides and Distress Inks because they go on smoothly and they blend nicely. Some people use acrylic paints. I find that acrylic paints are a bit harsher. They don't blend as well, and they leave, you know, like a thickness to the chipboard, and the chipboard's already thick enough, so I find the ink a little bit easier to work with on the chipboard. But each to their own, and they have their own purposes, I'm sure. And you know, one day I might use the acrylic. I use an acrylic pen, paint pen on them because they are water-based and they will be absorbed into the chipboard and don't leave that thick filmy feel to it, but that's just personal preference. Sometimes if I want it to really stand out, I'll use Dimensional Magic or clear Nouveaux over the top to build the layers, but that's just if I want it to stand out. So I'm just having a two ombre effect here, and I've used aged mahogany and worn lipstick as my two colors for this one. So I'm just making sure that they're all in there nicely. I've gone back and fixed that up. Now I'm going to add water to what's on my board so that I can add some distress splashes onto my layout, just so I'm not wasting that ink. And I'm just using my fan brush here. Oh, you can see all the pieces I fussy cut. I'm just going to add that lightly to the top corner. Sorry, I can't show you when I'm doing it to the side. It's just my board is very small, and that's where I work. So I have done that at top and bottom on the angle, and it is faint because I didn't want it to stick in your face. I just wanted it to be subtle there. So I can now put down my title. It says Cutie, which she was a cutie. She still is a cutie, but in a different way. She was tiny and cute there. Now she's big and cutie, and that she's so funny in the things that she does. So I'm now adding in these heirloom hoops. You know, old, well, they're not old, they're new again because everybody's using them for crafting world. The embroidery hoops. So I just wanted to use a landing point for my embellishments and showing you that you don't have to put the shape of the embellishment that is on the sketch. That is just to let you know that an embellishment needs to go there. So I'm building up mine here. I have this cute little polar bear asleep because, you know, it just reminded me of her as a cutie little bear. And then I'm putting in the florals at the top and to the bottom as well, so I'm dragging it across. Now, you know me, I like odds, and I like having that on a layout so that it is balanced. So I will put in my odds with my florals here, and that will help the fact that there's only a 2 cluster point on this layout. The third one is technically the banners at the top corner, which on the sketch she's just got the 2 banners, and I actually add a floral to the top as well to build that symmetrical, or that 3 points of clustering. I'm now adding in these little flowers, which I use from the chipboard, and I added that 1 flower to the top on the board. When I looked at it, it needed that extra for balance. So I have a black fine line pen here, which I'm drawing in that line that is in the layout. Like, it could be a ribbon, it could be washi tape, it could be another strip of paper, but for this one I decided I'm just going to do it as a black fine line. I need to go and get another pen. I have a terrible problem at the moment with my pens running out of ink, so I must be at the end of their life. That tells you how much I use them. So I've gone and gotten another pen, which I'd already pre-purchased and had sitting out on my desktop over in the other area. And now I'm putting in some faux stitching with white over the mahogany coloured wood grain. Isn't that a rich, beautiful wood grain? I wish there had been a full sheet of that. Alicia, if you're listening, I'd love a full sheet in that mahogany. It's beautiful. And then I'm adding in some faux stitching here in the black to carry it across so that you have the two standing out against the background, and that just really helps this pop. It's an easy way to make your backgrounds stick out and have that little bit of extra detail to it. So now I've done that, I can add in my journaling, and I'm just saying that it's Lily's first Christmas with my mum, and that she was such a little cutie. So that's where the journaling goes on the sketch, and handwriting journaling is so important, people. Our layouts really will be history. They will be. And I know that people think, oh, nobody's going to look at them when I'm gone. That is not true. Someone will. And your handwriting is very important. As we all know, technology is taking over, and handwriting is a dying art, and it is an art. So why not use it? We all can learn something from each other's handwriting script. So may have a go and use yours. Yes, it's nice to print it on the computer because I do that often myself as well, but handwriting is also a part of this process of memory keeping. So it's really important that we journal in our own hand. Okay, so I have a diagonal design going from top left to bottom right. I have a half and half with the papers, and this paper is just beautiful and rich in color. Can't you tell? Look at it, it's just gorgeous. And there you go. This is how this layout came together. Have a go, my friends. Go check out Mel. She'll have another option for it, and check out our Facebook group at www.scrapasketch.com for the shop, and I'll put all the details down below. Give me a big thumbs up and a hype on a digital device. If you're new, I hope you consider subscribing. And that's a wrap for today. Here's my next video for you. See you there real soon.